Morning. So this is just to introduce the next video, which will be the first few videos of the last trip to Transnistria, which was for 3 weeks from the 6th of May 2025. God. 6th of May 2025 to the 27th of May 2025, where it's now, I think, the 7th of June. And this trip, the mission for this trip was to acquire the land and break ground, which I did in the end. So without further ado, let's get on with the videos. They didn't transfer very well from the phone to the PC, and I'm not sure they're all in the right order, but should be roughly in the right order. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Well. That's what I can see. Getting with but this is Moldova, this is not Tiraspol. It's more expensive here. There's travelling. Walking down from the first apartment on the first night back in Chisinau. Heading down to the bus station. I'm going to get on the bus straight away. Not hanging around here, just going to get on with it. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. I can hear singing coming from this lovely looking church. Is it live? Are there real people really singing? Look at that. I want to go and have a look. I'm not sure I actually videoed a minute ago. There was an advert for dental tourism. Here in Chisinau. Wow. I love these churches. I love them. I'm not going to go and invade them with my camera, but I think there are real people in there really singing. Sounds beautiful. Wednesday morning, drizzle, 7th of May 2025. Sounds great. I'm just walking down, and that is an abandoned building. There's National. I think it's something to do with the old Soviet Union. Like it's been there a long time. Here we have, other places better set up. Some sort of academy there. It's a bit Soviet. Chisinau. On the top of that building, right in Chisinau. I'm heading down that street. I think I can see McDonald's. I'm going to go and have a fine coffee. And then head on down to the bus stop. Rubbish weather today. Worse than ours. Not quite as cold, but pretty bad. What else is there? Yeah. Leaving the first apartment, which is near the airport, which is that way. Weather's really drizzly. Apparently, weather's been awful lately. May 7th, 2025. On my way to the bus station in central Chisinau, where I'll get the bus to good old Tiraspol. The next phase of the project begins. There is a bit of a close-up of this. This has been here a long time. This sort of old Soviet building. You'd think they'd do something with it, wouldn't you? But I suppose when resources, the means of production are kind of running out, human labour and scarce, then it costs quite a lot of money to demolish that, wouldn't it? Like concrete and iron. They've just left it. Maybe just to remind themselves of how much better things are getting. Perhaps. The banks are coming. There's a bank. I bet you that building is not run down. All the best ingredients, all the best materials in there, all the best architecture. That's how it works. Okay, so I'm going to do a walk-in video to the new place, but I thought because I've got the new bike, I thought I would go to the park and ride in from the park and show where the new place is with respect to the park, which is sort of like by the river, which is sort of like an important place. And I did a video here riding along here the last time, and it was quite a different feel to what it's like now. There's basically a ton more people here. It's funny. So here is the Park Hotel, which I did in one of my videos last time. And here's the sort of promenade. Over there is a kind of river beach where I did some videoing last time. It's not hot at the moment. I'd say it's sort of 18 degrees rising. The park benches are still maybe 10 metres apart rather than 100. And that's because the people here care about each other. And here's the place where I hired the scooter last time. No need for that anymore. Now I've got the bike. So there's the monument to Katerina the Great. Over there's the Green Market. Here's the bridge over the Dniester River. The date is, I think it's Thursday, isn't it? Thursday the 9th of May 2025. There's that little church. Churches here always have gold tops. Somebody bringing the cabbages. Hopefully we're still rolling. Let's have a little look. We are. Here we are. Ooh. The new place is just down here. A little way down here. Wow, the benches here are even closer together. Plenty of places to sit. And watch the whole video because I'm going to save the best till last, at least. I think it's the best. I feel like this change was sort of meant to be. Yesterday everything kind of went wrong. Both my local SIM cards didn't work. I couldn't navigate. It was torrential rain. My feet got soaked. I didn't bring my wellies this time. Couldn't change my shoes. Couldn't navigate. I was getting lost. Even when I found a McDonald's, the toilet was closed and I was dying for the toilet. The busman dropped me off at the wrong bus stop in the wrong town. It looked just like the bus stop in the right town. Well, I couldn't tell. I should have paid more attention, I suppose. And then when there's the Soviet swimming pool. Apparently it does open. I don't think anyone's going to be going there. When I tried to get a ticket from the wrong town to this town, there was a man standing in front of the ticket office and wouldn't move out of the way for some reason. Eventually he did move out of the way. And then I asked for a ticket to this town, and the woman said that I asked if there was a bus to this town, and she said no. It was like angels of Satan were trying to stop me coming. Or we could call it, I was being tested. So here we're coming up to the place. Then somebody in the back of the queue said, yes, there is a bus, and then she reluctantly gave me a ticket. I think some people don't like strangers, so they're just suspicious of our motives. So this is the place on the right here, the Dacha, old Soviet style. And Liana and her husband have been doing it up and making it habitable. Still a few things to do. Apparently this is their tennis court as well. And so let's get in. Not the greatest entrance in the world. God. The gears are not so good on this thing. Right, let's get in. Yeah. Oh, it's still rolling, that's good. So everything's here. Haven't used it yet. The microwave is Soviet style. The cooker just about works. This one works, none of the others do. That is the sum total of the pots and pans. But it's got enormous potential, hasn't it? I think they've put everything in there that works. Let's go and get in my room. In there is the old Russian soldier who they've moved down to here. Still pretends he can't understand me. This is my room, which I forgot to lock. Somewhat ill-fitting duvet on top of a king-size bed. Open plan wardrobe, a second little bed. There's a chap in there from Switzerland, can't remember his name. Speaks very good Russian. Bathroom. There's the shower. You may notice there's something a little bit missing from that shower, which is any kind of curtain or anything to stop the water splashing everywhere. But, and I meant to close the curtains, and I will. Something outside of these curtains, which I think is a sign. Because why is it there? And it's made me think. So without further ado, sun's come out. That sun is high. That is a ginormous polytunnel. Apart from it's not made of plastic, it's made of sheet aluminium. Over there is a barbecue. Now, if you saw my last video, you remember that a polytunnel, it goes over the hole, and we will be having barbecues every day with cooking the food that we've grown. So why is that there? My immediate thought is this is the place. But I'm going to leave you to think about what I think this means and do another video. Okay, до свидания, пока, catch you later, bye. So, Liana's is actually Gennady, Liana's husband, told me that there's a victory celebration parade today, and I just got searched on the way here, but it all went fine. And here we are at the central place. There. I asked him if it's okay to photograph, and he said yes, it's okay. So here we are, having a little look. The weather is absolutely horrible. Again, quite as bad as the first day. Not far off. This must be some pretty heavy rain. See by the puddles. So, this is like, well, there's the tank. Just to remind everyone that they fought for their independence here. They think of themselves as an independent country, Transnistria, and good for them. They're like a tribe, and why not? Right, it's getting a bit louder. The sound's coming out of the speaker. Where's the people? I can have a look around, see if I can see anyone celebrating. Seems to be a lot more military here than anything else. Okay. A bit funny, aren't they? So this is their Victory Day celebration. There are a few people over there. Not many, but I mean the weather's terrible. But then again, you know, if it was a royal wedding in the UK or a Victory Day, there'd be people, wouldn't there? More people than normal. Normally it's a ghost town. All the sound is coming out of speakers from presumably pre-recorded something. And here's a little picture of their heroes. Looks more like Dad's army to me. I suppose if all your smart people leave and have done so for many, many decades, then this is a little bit what you end up with. Kind of funny place, but so much potential at the same time. I can't read that. There's the same picture again of Dad's army. That sign there says Tiraspol, only the best. There's the lovely park, which is very nice. Very well kept. You won't find any rubbish. Babushkas come out at the crack of dawn to Babushkas being grandmas. Come out at the crack of dawn to clean everywhere. I won't find any rubbish here. Going on about that because it won't. And it looks like they just repeat this pair of things all the way down these stars. There's an older Victory hero, I guess. Can't remember who he is. There's a sign there, 80. Must be an 80-year celebration of victory. 80 years, that's the war, isn't it? It is, yes it is, the war. Oh, it's victory in the war. Victory in Europe. Victory over the Nazis. Okay. Well, not just their victory then. All our victory. There's a Katrina. The Great. Welcoming you into the park if you want to go there. I think I'm going to go home. I think I've seen everything. Don't look like there's much. Unless we're all waiting for a big parade to come down the road. But then again, who's waiting? Like a film crew there. There's another, I think, another cameraman on that lorry. Yes, for local TV. Maybe eventually eventually something walks down here. Some people have obviously closed the road. Then again, what else am I going to do? I was on the beach yesterday, sunbathing. Now look at it. Okay. Catch you later. Baka. Apparently this is the parade. About 20 people. It's a bit sad. I just did a video of a woman getting arrested. And they came over and deleted it. I have no idea, and they wouldn't tell me what her problem was. But they believe that I'm just a tourist, obviously the truth. It's a bit sad, really. I know it's raining, but you know, if you're going to put on a parade, then you've got 10 times more security than you have people partaking in the... and they don't want you to look. It's like they're very self-conscious about how shit they are. So I'm going to, before they stare me out, I'm going to sign off. Till later. Bye-bye. Oh, hello. There's not a lot to do today, except make a few videos because it's raining. I just wanted to step through some thoughts. So this is my ensuite, and this is my room, although I'm going to get an upgrade. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I've taken the existence of this huge polytunnel, not a polytunnel, it's kind of made of aluminium, as a sign to rethink what I'm doing, along with the barbecue, because these are items that are part of the story, and the shower. There's not a shower curtain there. I don't want to make everything wet, so what to do? And then I saw on the floor a map with a love heart, and then I've taken that as a sign for me to do it, because poor old Leanna and Gennady, they've got a lot on their plate just by living here. So I went to the market and I bought what I think's needed. So a curtain, the rail for the curtain. I've got some tools. So I've been quite resourceful, but I've had a message. So Gennady came in and said, oh, I'm not so sure that this is the right thing. Please wait till after the parade. Well, I've sent some videos about the parade, and it's one of the saddest things I've seen. 20 people, about 200 military and army personnel. But let's go out, because I want to show you a bit closer what's going on around the site. I think the old Russian's down there. I'll bring his breakfast. Putting my shoes on. My shoes are wet again. My only pair of shoes. I haven't got any keys. I'll have a brief interlude from the rain. Hear that sound? Sounds like there's a lot going on over there. There isn't. It's all coming out of a speaker. And all the drumming and marching is just coming out of the speaker. It's not actual people doing it. It's just start having a little look around here though. There's my bike. Everything's sort of seen better days, which is just how it is in this part of the world. the nostalgia for the past doesn't seem to be shared by the people. The old bazaars, hardly anyone goes, yet the new modern Western type supermarket has got everybody in it. So there's quite a bit of grounds around here, which is important because of what I'm going to say in a minute. So this is the tennis courts. Hardly anybody ever plays tennis. I don't seem to think that the point of life is to have any fun. But let's get back to the point in hand, which is this huge roof on the ground, which is why I have envisioned a tunnel to be the covering, the roof, if you like, for the hole that will go down. And when I saw this, it's like, I didn't know this was here. And the question is why? Why is this here? Why is this in the place that I've been given without being asked to have it by Liana? She didn't know anything about my plans to have a tunnel over a hole that will be a subterranean vertical farm, the first subterranean vertical farm that ever existed. And apparently this is spare. This isn't used for anything. I need to find out more about what's inside. But that's got to be, how many meters? Maybe 8 meters wide. Let's place it out. I'm not going to pace it out. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd say maybe 12 to 15 meters that way. And it's got to be 30 meters. It goes quite a long way down there. That would cover. And the reason I hesitated about this is because it's so big. It's far too big, and so it's a sign to rethink the whole thing, because the secret to success is not just doing the right thing, it's doing the right thing in the right order, the right things in the right order. You do the right things but not in the right order, they're the wrong things. And so what's the first thing to do? Well, the first thing to do is to bring people to the farm to work on the farm. Not necessarily to go underground or go to the toilet outside. The first thing to do is to bring them here to do something useful in terms of producing things for humans. And we can do that outside. We can do that in this spare area here. And lots of other spare areas all around the site, starting with raised beds. And I can do that first, and that can be the mission accomplished for this trip. Finding the place is here, that will eventually be the polytunnel, that is the roof of the hole, that will be the first subterranean vertical farm that ever existed, that will go on to be the answer to all the problems that humanity faces. But the first thing is to bring people here doing something. And that will be around here, starting with me doing something. Building raised beds, growing food, inviting people to share it, and then tricking them, sort of, into joining in. And then building on that. So in exchange for working on the raised beds and growing the food, they'll partake in the food. Let's have a little look around here, because there's another little sign that this is the right place, and this is, and the first thing to do is something other than dig. The first thing to do is to work above ground. Which is this thing around the corner here. Look at that table. It's huge. This monster table. And the other day, I think there's a school over there, and all the kids, as they were passing by here, just jumped into this area here and were playing football. And so it got me thinking as well, there's children here already. They can be enticed into coming to work and then sitting down there and eating the food that they've grown. And there's lots of old people that want something to do around here, absolutely swimming in them. Sweeping the streets, begging, they're all over the place. But they can come here and they can work, and they can get something for the work, and the work will be useful work, creating food. And eventually there will be over 100 people living on this site, growing their own food and having lots of fun. In the short term, that will include music events, barbecues obviously, and poker. I'm going to host poker here for the kids. It won't be gambling, because I'll be putting all the money in. All they put in is their labour, which won't be called labour, it'll be called education. So nobody can complain. Anyway, it's pissing down again. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'm going to go and have a shower and make the place wet. Okay, bye bye. That's for done.